really want to give a shout out to the Air Force in your ROTC. We have Bridges. Yes, sir. Uh, so to be a veteran on today, 250th birthday of your United States Marine Corps. 250 years, grew up in stumping, hell, death, and destruction, the finest fighting machine the world is at. That's the wrong speech somewhere. All right, I got to look carried away. So today's kind of about that version of veteran. Okay, so today is something all veterans can understand, right? It's about what it means to serve, not the recruiting poster or what you see in the movies. It's about real world experiences, blending people from different backgrounds, cultures, and what it means to focus on a mission, something bigger than you. So for me, it all started really in a place, Vicksburg, Mississippi, a little small town, right? Graduated from high school, and now I use that term loosely, graduate. They allowed me to leave. I have a 1.395 grade point average, right? Yep. And then as I became a teacher later in our career, I realized, I didn't graduate. That be going, right? And so I always put a slide up, and I put my degrees up there and my high school diploma, along with the official transcript from my high school when I used to teach. And I would show this to my kids, right? My students, like if you're looking for sympathy and somebody's to cry with you about the way you've got tough, you got the wrong teacher. Okay, so we're gonna hold you to a standard. We're gonna make sure you can meet that standard, and I'm gonna hopefully try and explain to the kids why it's important to get that education. So yeah, I tried to go to college. I went for about, let's see, you start in August, and I was asked to leave in October. Just absolutely no one's surprised whatsoever. And I started finishing concrete grow a little, okay? And I had a guy that was an Army veteran who was my mentor, my best friend's dad. He's teaching me a trade, and I enjoyed it. And he told me almost every day, well, you don't want to do this for a living. You really don't want to do this for a living. And I thought, why not? It was going to be good work. I'm making a good living. I'm making more than any kid I does at 18, right? And then we went to this guy's house. We did the school around dab around the school. And he was chunning it up with this guy that looked like 30 years younger than him. And I said, well, Mr. Gene, what's this guy? What's his name? He's got this nice place. He's got these nice trucks and things. Well, what? Oh, I served in the Army with that guy. Well, I'm like, really? I'm the same age? I was just shocked, right? You think, yeah, he retired Army. That's what he does. And I'm like, okay. I went to recruitment office the next day. And I went in. They asked me what I wanted to do. I said, I'm not going to finish concrete in Jackson, Mississippi. Got one more day. And ended up doing pretty good on my ASVAB. They would go to what I wanted to do was air traffic control. But I had to, they were like, okay, a school seat, you can leave from boot camp in February. And this was May. And I'm like, no. I want to go now. So I did what I advise no kid to ever do. And that's, I signed up open contract, which means I was guaranteed credit, like nothing, guaranteed nothing, no bonus or nothing. But I was going to do 4 years and get my GI Bill and go right my way, go back to college, right? And so I love it when people join out a sense of duty and honor to the country, and that is not my story. Not my story. I do not want to finish concrete in Jackson, Mississippi anymore. So, but I did come to realize all of that patriotism, the sense of duty to my brother on my right, my sister on my left, and ended up loving it and stayed in for 20 years and in 14 days, and probably would stay longer, but had other plans. So it didn't just challenge me; it took me apart, down to the studs, rebuilt me with a mission, a backbone, and a sense of responsibility I had never had before. And what it means, and all veterans can echo this, what it means to, pick up your part of the duty and move forward with it, and how that impacts other people around you, that person that you can't even see, right? And I learned that in the Virginia Gulf War, where we're delivering ordnance at a rapid pace, and we really were even allowed to go back to our tents and go to sleep. And you take a cat nap on the flight line, but we had to keep cranking them out. And that really meant something to the Marine infantrymen and the churches and the Army soldiers that were out there. Teaches you fast that transformation isn't just a slogan. You earn it every day. You earn it every day through blisters, a million tiny corrections that are, you're blessed to receive. I had lots of good mentors who gave me lots of tiny corrections that forced me to meet a version of myself that I did not even know existed. Your leaders do not give up on you when you're ready to give up on yourself. As Cam noted, I've been all over the country, and I've been a lot of places around the world. I've met lots of different people from different cultures. It's been fascinating. It was a wonderful career. So you do learn that the world is big and complicated. People everywhere are carrying hopes, fears, and stories that look just like yours. I was lucky enough to a friend, a Saudi Arabian captain, when I was over in Saudi Arabia. And, it's his life, a whole lot like our life. Just got family, wanted to make it home every day to his family and love on his kids and just like us. So when I talk about my service, I don't really tell the stories about war and the deployments and things like that. But what I do talk about are the people that are still brothers to me to this day. The people who call me and say, "Hey, I'm struggling. You got a minute to talk." That was just yesterday. My son got married yesterday. And in the middle of the family photos, one of my Marines that I served with called me, and I had to step away and talk to him for about 20 minutes because she was not in a good place. But I was happy I was able to be there for her, right? So there's a thread that runs between Marines. And you can be decades removed, living halfway across the country, and you can still feel that quiet nod of recognition. You carry memories that don't always come with words. You carry names of teammates and mentors, some who didn't make it home, and some who wish. Being a veteran means honoring those people, especially the ones whose stories did not get a peaceful ending, of which we probably all know several. Carrying that responsibility to live in a way that respects what those veterans gave. It's important to me to do that. I retired in June of 2008. Decided to, get a bunch of degrees, mostly because in education, you don't get a degree, you don't get paid. So, and eventually, after spending all kind of money getting these degrees, and I thank you from the United States military paying for all those, it was wonderful. I decided that I didn't want to teach. I wanted that 10 years into a teaching career, I looked at my wife and said, I think I want to go into social work. But I don't know, I'll be 50 when I graduate. And my wife, being the loving supporter that she is, looked at me and said, they're going to be 50 anyway. So you might as well be doing something that they had me doing, right? And so they gave me a green light. And, 6 years later, I became fully licensed. And I had to look back at it. It was one of the greatest things that, in my opinion, that I've ever done, because I could not be happier in my job, right? Serving veterans that are homeless, it is really impactful. I get to see that every day. A lot of them are dealing with substance issues. A lot of them are dealing with mental health issues. So many of them are dealing with both at the same time. And I try and remind veterans, this is not a handout, right? This is a benefit you earn. So if you ever went 2 weeks in the military and they didn't really ask a lot of you, sometimes you got some downtime, did you ever give back any of that money they gave you, like your paycheck? Of course not, because that's the deal. You signed a contract. They, the VA is part of that contract. When you leave, their vow is to take care of you. And I hope that at the VA we're fighting every day, and most people at the VA I know are fighting every day to improve that service as much as you can. The VA is more than just a hospital. Okay, we deal with suicide prevention, which I'm proud to say that number is going from 22, which is a tech slogan a lot. It's down to almost 16. That's 16 too many, but we are heading in the right direction with that. We provide obviously medical services, but in the park of violence programs, we have Dawn services, which help veterans with mental health issues and drug treatment as well. So I want to conclude by saying that if I got taught one thing, it's that I'm responsible for the footprint that I leave on this world. Every day I try to leave a footprint that honors the people who shaped me. When I had some great mentors, the Marines I served with, the veterans I serve now, and the ones who didn't come home to grow old. And that's what made it better to me. And I also want to say one of my other proud accomplishments is today I am 365 days alcohol free. So,
I agree, man. And I appreciate the time. Thank you.